In the following 15-minute video, we are going to discuss how a modular design was employed throughout a university course, and especially in a major student assignment, and how this design was found to significantly improve the instructional outcomes in the opinions of both the instructor and the students. This presentation was originally given on the 1st of May 2017 at the University of Toronto's Teaching and Learning Symposium. This is another Hexagon Innovating production. Copyright Duncan Jones, 2017. The course within which this modular design and assignment were used was Human Biology course entitled Biotechnology, also known as HMB 301F. Biotechnology is defined as the manipulation using genetic engineering techniques of living organisms or their components to produce useful, usually commercial, products. The course is a required third-year undergraduate course for those in the Human Biology program at the University of Toronto. In the fall of 2016, the final enrollment was 58 students. The tagline for the course is The Business of Science and the Science of Business, and is based loosely on Gary Pisano's book, Science Business. This course explores the functioning of the biotech industry and how biologics are discovered, developed, and brought to market. The course is a 12-week course given as 24 one-hour lectures. The agenda is shown here and illustrates how each week covers a particular module. The first half of the course, The Business of the Science, focuses on the structure of biotech companies, the drug development process, and the various technology trends. After the midterm, the second half of the course, The Science of Business, covers intellectual property, especially patents, the addressable market, competition within the industry, and various financial aspects of operating a biotechnology firm. The core assignment in the course, which has now been broken into a 7-part assignment, involves each individual student selecting a different publicly traded biotech company on the Toronto or Nasdaq Stock Exchange, and then analyzing various aspects of their company with an eye towards making a recommendation as to whether their company could be a good investment. This assignment has been part of the course in 3 previous years, but only as a single final assignment. The overall assignment is worth 35% of the final mark. With the 7-part assignment, the first 6 submissions are worth 4% each, and the final summary submission with recommendation is worth 9%. Of course, the students also track the stock price of their companies over the 12-week period, and a token prize is given to the stock showing the best performance. This time, it was the Nasdaq-listed gene therapy company REGENXBIO, RGNX, that showed the greatest improvement with a stock price increase of 54%. This is a listing of the companies that the students researched, listed by their ticker symbol and sorted by their technology focus, be that monoclonal antibodies, stem cells, gene editing, etc. Here you can see again the 12-week agenda on the left, as well as the topics for the 7-part assignment, indicating how they are due 1 week following the corresponding lecture, except for the first sub-assignment, which relies on the scientific and technical knowledge students learned in previous human biology and related courses. These 7 sub-assignments fit well within a 12-week course, which includes a startup week, a week to study before the midterm week, and a week to restart after the midterm, as well as an extra week to complete the final, longer 7th sub-assignment, which involves an integrated review of all other aspects of the company being studied. This overall schedule and process was not too difficult to structure. It just required advanced planning, which took place while the syllabus was being developed. The overall assignment, as well as the resulting sub-assignments, were certainly found to be of a much higher quality than in previous years. The students clearly had made a better effort. The better effort likely arose from better time management, as the assignment now involves 7 sub-assignments well spread across the term, a tighter linkage between each sub-assignment and the material that was recently discussed in the lecture, a logical continuity in the assignment from looking at the core technology to the various aspects of commercializing it, and the ability to learn and apply the feedback on previous sub-assignments to the current and future sub-assignments. These same factors that likely led to the better effort and quality of the overall assignment would be expected to result in better retention of the course material. The assignment is a form of applied or experiential learning as it involves researching, analyzing, and applying the concepts presented in the lectures. This, of course, serves to reinforce the course concepts. In addition, there was a great opportunity for student collaboration, as each student could discuss their company's issues with their peers, while still being required to complete their own final analysis, given that each student has a different company. It was not clear, however, how extensive this collaboration was, and efforts will be made in future to encourage it further. The two disadvantages of this modular process and assignment structure are the requirement to keep the lectures on schedule while covering the required material, and the heavy demands on keeping up with the marking and feedback in a timely manner. To review each 2 to 3 pages per subassignment and provide some constructive feedback required between 10 and 15 minutes. Multiplying that by 58 students means that 10 to 15 hours, or over a day per week, needs to be dedicated to marking, or about 8 days in total. Nevertheless, marking 58 15-page final assignments would likely require a similar amount of time, but over a shorter period of time at the end of term. Having a tutorial assistant for 70 hours helped to manage this volume. In some cases, he marked a full subassignment. In other cases, including the first subassignment, we both reviewed them, and the second pair of eyes improved the consistency and quality of the feedback. The tight timelines resulted from the need to provide feedback within a few days of each subassignment, so that this information could be used to inform the following subassignment, which was due the next week. A strong familiarity with the course concepts made the marking and provision of feedback that much faster and easier. In addition, with each student writing on a different company, reading each individual report was very interesting. A number of technologies were employed to facilitate the grading and provision of feedback. An upload function in Blackboard was used for the submissions of the subassignments, simplifying the file management. This also permitted the attachment of comments and other feedback directly to each student's subassignment documents. The use of 2 computer screens simultaneously allowed the assignment to be read and commented on, while also allowing relevant references and links to be searched for and then linked to the student assignment. Finally, a voice recognition program was employed to speed up the insertion of comments.
The next slide summarizes some student feedback. I was one of the students who took this course. My program of study is applied statistics, so I thought it'd be fun to help out in designing a survey to send out to students to see what they felt about the assignment. The survey was sent out to students through their email approximately 4 months after the course had completed. We got a response rate of 27%, which is 14 out of 58 students, which actually isn't too bad considering that the survey was voluntary and also it was sent out during the final examination period. The first thing we wanted to know was how this course compared to other 300 level courses with respect to effort, time, and difficulty. So first off, students said that they spent more effort at 61%, more time at 71%, and much more time at 14%, even though the assignment was said to be around the same level of difficulty. About 69% said the same difficulty. Despite the fact that students were spending more time and effort, they still overwhelmingly preferred the modular assignment design at 92% compared to having to submit a single assignment at the end of the term, which would have contained basically all the parts together as one. Also, 93% of students got the grade that they had expected to get or higher. So you see the 57% got the grade that they expected to get and 36 got a grade that was higher than what they had expected to get. Also, we wanted to know if students were able to apply anything that they had learned in the process of completing the modular assignment. And 90% were able to come up with an example of how they had applied something that they had learned either to other courses or other aspects of their life. Finally, we wanted to know if students were interested in the assignment. So when asked to compare this assignment to other third year or 300 level course assignments, 54% found the assignment to be much more interesting, and another 15% said that it was more interesting. And just to check to see if students were invested in whether or not they had made the right decision about buy or sell, we had asked them if they had checked their company's stock price after the course had ended. And you can see the 71% had checked the stock price at least once. Next, I'm going to read out some quotes from different students, which were sort of typical of the feedback that we were getting about the assignment. Despite being time consuming, spreading out the work over the semester guaranteed that I put enough effort into each assignment. It also allowed me to digest the materials in a timely manner, since I had to understand what was being taught in class before I could work on the reports. The 7-part assignment allows you to apply the knowledge that you learn as the course progresses, which allows the information to be retained long term. Also, the modular assignments helped me stay caught up with the course material and allowed time to ask any detailed questions, improving my understanding of the material. Allowed for focused and thorough research on each topic. It also allowed for feedback so you can improve for the final assessment.
Having now employed this modular design and assignment once, and seeing the value, I plan to stay with it and even expand it to other courses. Nevertheless, there are a number of areas where it could be improved, especially as it relates to the grading and feedback aspects. First, the tutorial assistant should have more of their time allotted to grading to further assist with the volume and the time demands that this modular assignment generates. Second, a peer review process in which, through specialized software, each student would be required to provide feedback and commentary, but not grades, on 3 of their peers' work. In doing so, the students would have the opportunity to learn a little more about how different companies handle their particular challenges, as well as providing some relief to the instructor's feedback workload. Third, a detailed rubric for each sub-assignment could be distributed after the initial submission to aid in the peer review process and assist in identifying areas of improvement. The reason for holding off on distributing the rubric in advance is that it would tend to curtail the student's requirement for critical thinking. Fourth, all of this feedback and support could be better utilized if the students were given an opportunity to revise their sub-assignments once before the final grading. Fifth, an even more progressive approach could be considered in which each component of the assignment was simply assigned a pass-fail grade based, of course, on a fairly high standard, say 80%, with the opportunity for students to have a second chance to resubmit their work after making significant improvements. Grading in this manner would certainly encourage and facilitate mastery over the core course concepts. And sixth, one might consider requiring the students to prepare brief video presentations of their research and conclusions that can be shared with their peers as well as used for grading. Videos are, of course, a very efficient and effective means of conveying information. So how do you go about building a modularly designed course and assignment? First, select a broad enough topic area that has an obvious number of components or categories. Second, develop a detailed list of the various components and categories, and then refine and combine this list to fit a simple model or series of lectures. Finally, develop a syllabus that incorporates and synchronizes the components of the lectures with those of the assignments. This modular design worked very well for examining the various aspects of a biotech company, but it could also be employed to examine the various aspects of other companies, a product or process, including various production processes, sections or themes in a book or play, aspects of an author or artist's portfolio, or even events over a period of time. I trust we've convinced you of the various benefits to educational outcomes, including improved student interest and retention, that can accrue to building a course around a modular design combined with a major modular assignment. I also hope that this has encouraged you to try a version of this yourself. Thank you.